What's up, guys? I'm Chelsea Cutler, and I'm here chatting with Milky. Yeah, it's a hefty show. We play almost, it's just about, an hour and 50 set. So bringing the whole set, that we did all across North America. And yeah, it's a real show. So, you definitely get your tickets worth. I'm just excited. It's the first time getting to do shows over here. So I don't know. I love getting to actually meet people and engage with people and, hopefully get to meet as many people as I can after the shows. And I think we're doing VIP and meet and greets and stuff. So I'm sure I'll have, a good amount of time to spend with everyone there as well. And I think everyone's telling me I'm probably gonna have to do a shoey on stage at some point, so I'm sure you can have your eyes out for that as well. I think live music is what it's all about. My dad showed me this interview with Dave Grohl, his Hot Wings interview, and he was just saying that live music is really like what matters. It's the backbone, of your artistry. It's the backbone of your connection with your fans. It's the backbone of how you promote, and create a culture around your art too. And so I think live music's the most, I like to say it's like going to a big sports game, but everyone wins. There's no like losing team. When you go to a Taylor Swift stadium show and you have 70,000 people, all 70,000 people are leaving pretty stoked. So yeah, it's just a super unifying experience. I feel like a really lame American because I really do want to see the wildlife. So we're going to a wildlife park actually after these interviews, which I'm really excited about because I just need to see a kangaroo. It's just crazy for Americans. You guys have you gotten to go to America yet? Ever? Yeah, it's just, we don't have them, okay? So it's really special that we get to do that. Yeah, dude, it's so funny because whenever anyone comes to New York City, I'm always like, don't go to Times Square. That's so lame. Don't go to Statue of Liberty. And then I'm in Australia and I'm like, all right, Sydney Opera House, kangaroo, koala. Everyone's talking about Vegemite. So I'm probably going to do all the lame stuff, but it's very important. I think there's a lot of different themes across Stellaria, but I think what was probably most important for me was just making something that felt raw and vulnerable. And I think that's kind of the only real thematic standard I held myself to. I think there are times people go into an album and, this is just going to be about this one experience I had. But for me, I was very happy to write about different experiences as long as I felt like I was being honest and raw in that. But I talked about love a lot for the first time in a positive way, which was pretty interesting because that's something I'm typically not super comfortable doing because I think love is really corny and I still feel that way even 6 years into my relationship. So being, upfront about like, hey guys, I'm in love, like that felt really corny, but also I wanted to do it and be honest about kind of where I am in life. And it went all right. So, yeah, better than expected. I think I would hope that it's more mature and I would hope that my perspectives are a bit more complex and interesting than when I was making music, a few years and a few albums prior. So yeah, I think a lot of the art that you make, it reflects where you are in life and the stage that you're at in growing up and the experiences and, the synthesis that you're doing. And so, like I said, yeah, I hope that it's a reflection of all the therapy dollars I've been putting in and whatnot. So, but, that's up to audiences to judge, I definitely went into this album thinking, I wanted sonically for it to be more raw and organic for sure. So I definitely think that there's correlation there. And it's kind of funny. I've been saying this a lot in private and I'll say it in public because I think it's funny and real. But when I sat down and kind of was first ideating Stellaria, It was kind of before this like white dude folk music wave really took over. And I'm really glad that, you know, like I bought a banjo for Stellaria and stuff, but I've been saying like, I'm gonna let them have it moving forward. I think I'm gonna try like just kind of, you know, just chasing my heart and trying different sounds. But it's so funny. Like I genuinely swear on my whole life that I sat down and I was like, I'm gonna get a banjo and a mandolin, and then like Zach Bryan exploded and I'm like, okay, you got this, sir. I'm gonna go back into my cave of electronic sounds. So we'll see what's next. I don't know. I definitely think each project takes on its own form, and not even just projects, but I think every song and, you know, idea kind of comes on its own way, which is really exciting. I think that sometimes I have you know, whether I see a phrase somewhere, or I'm reading or watching a movie, or someone says something to me, or I say something to someone, like there's inspiration just in daily life all the time, and you can kind of hear that or notice it, you know, whether you sit down at the piano or I try to go in my studio and just make beats like for a few hours a day, which I sound like so lame. I'm like, I just make beats for 5 hours a day. Like, oh my God, someone fire me. But I do, like, I try to just go in my studio and just see what happens. And yeah, and like every song comes about a different way, which is really exciting. I would be a fool not to say Your Bones, because I guess commercially that's kind of the one that people have latched onto. So therefore, statistically, I'd probably, you know, that's my best bet. I really like Growing Up Is Hard. I just think it's a fun song. I think it's really upbeat. I think it's really honest about kind of the experiences of our 20s that so many people go through. And then I think I would do You're All I Ever Dreamed Of, because I think that's a bit of a more complex and mature kind of approach to writing a love song, and hopefully it shows that like there's some kind of capacity for depth within me. That's, you know, I hope. I think you're never surprised, just because, you know, when you make art, it's not really your, you know, all you can do is make art that you think is cool, and kind of how the world reacts to it has nothing to, you know, do with you. It's not really your kind of job. That being said, like, you know, I wrote the song and I did it in a session with someone who I really admire and look up to. And so I definitely thought the song was cool. You know, I remember playing it for everyone and being like, yeah, this is cool. Like, you know, I'll finish it and see what happens. You know, there are times when you're in the studio and you're making something and you're like, oh my God, this is it. And it like commercially does nothing. So sometimes that feeling isn't always like indicative of what actually, you know, is going to commercially be like received the best. I think something that's interesting about Your Bones is, for me, like, I didn't equate love with like vulnerability. So I thought that by writing this love song, you know, I was kind of going for like an easy cherry pick emotion. And I think that this whole process of this, you know, seeing the life of the song has really like showed me that being honest about loving someone is like actually more vulnerable and scary than I realized it was for a lot of people. So that was really cool. Wouldn't you like to know? Just kidding. I'm not famous enough for me to like be able to leak anything and it affects my life. So Jeremy and I are working on Brent 3, which is really fun, and everyone knows that, I think, so. Coldplay, Flume, Bon Iver, Florence and the Machine, 1975. Flume. The 1975. Call Me By Your Name. I'm either thinking about like what I need to be doing better, like what's working for the crowd, or I'm thinking I really have to pee, or I'm really hungry. Miley Cyrus. Don't tell about me if I don't tell about you, because I think that's a scary thing to say about your sexuality. You gotta ask my mom. Something annoying, probably Kids Pop, I don't know. Bruce Springsteen. Florence and the Machine. Spice Girl. Dorky Spice. Whoever's the biggest artist in the world, Taylor Swift, help me. Well, I mean, Australia, I'm really excited. Don't like karaoke. I do it for a living, right? Let me have fun like some other way. Radio City in New York City, sold out. A very special day. On the music industry, I'm gonna sound like extremely obtuse no matter what I say. I'm just like too ignorant to answer this question well. I'm not cultured. I'm gonna get canceled. I'll say something stupid. Save up enough to get a nanny before you have kids. I don't know. How am I supposed to give my future self advice? I know I don't want kids anytime soon, but I'm dating a girl, so we have like, it can't happen accidentally. So I don't know. I don't know.
You're all wrong.
No. Wait, I don't know. Yeah. Everything. It's my whole life. Oh, I wouldn't listen to a song. I would listen to my dog's breathing because it's my favorite sound. I don't know. That's a really good question. I would say forever, but society doesn't like tell you that it's okay to be a musician. So I don't think I knew that it was okay until my first tour. And I was like, wow, people are here for this. So yeah, maybe that.